Hello again. The race for the new Patriotic Party's national chairmanship is gaining momentum, with former chairman Paul Afoko officially declaring his bid to reclaim the position. Mr. Afoko, who was suspended from the party's chairmanship in 2015, says his return is anchored on a three-point agenda: reuniting, rebuilding, and recapturing power. Addressing a press conference earlier, he said he consulted widely with key figures within the party, including former presidents Akufo-Addo and John Kufuor, before making his decision. Mr. Afoko insists his comeback is driven by a sense of duty, not personal ambition, arguing that the NPP needs experienced leadership to restore unity, rebuild confidence, and position the party for victory.
I stand before you with humility, gratitude, renewed conviction, and a deep sense of responsibility for the new Patriotic Party and the Republic of Ghana. Over the past several months, I have embarked on a quiet but important journey across our party. I've engaged our national executives, our national patrons, the National Council of Elders, and I've met regional executives, patrons, and the Council of Elders in all the 16 regions. I've also engaged our presidential candidate, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, President Kufuor, President John Ajekun Kufuor, President Akufo-Addo, and our parliamentary caucus. These engagements were not a campaign. Let me state that clearly. The formal campaign has not begun. The party has rules, structures, and processes. I respect those rules, and I will submit myself to them. Campaigning can only begin after the appropriate internal processes have taken place. What we've done so far has been consultation, listening, reflection, and reconciliation. I've listened to elders of the party. I've listened to grassroots members. I've listened to constituency and regional leaders. And I have listened to women, youth, patrons, former executives, former appointees, members of parliament, and parliamentary candidates. I have also listened to ordinary party workers who have carried the elephant through very difficult terrain for many years. And in listening, I have heard pain, I've heard disappointment, I've heard frustration, but I've also heard hope, I've heard loyalty, I've heard courage, I've heard a strong desire that the NPP must rise again. It is after these extensive consultations that I'm here today to formally announce my intention to offer myself, subject to the rules of the party, for the position of national chairman of the NPP. I do so not out of personal ambition. I do so because I believe our party is at a defining moment. I do so because I believe the NPP can recover, rebuild, and return to government. I do so because I believe that with the right leadership, the right organization, and the right spirit, the NPP can once again earn the confidence of the Ghanaian people.
That's the former chairman of the NPP, Paul Afoko. Well, it is important to take a closer look at the political journey of the man at the center of this announcement. Who is he and why does his declaration matter? Joining me in the studio right now with more on his political profile is Jason Day with our research desk. Jason, you've been going through his profile. What have you found so far about Paul Afoko?
So besides his age, we found that he's a successful businessman and also a politician.
Right.
He's been with the NPP for a very long time. In fact, people will say that he's one of those who actually helped create the NPP from ground. I mean, He was part of the founding members. So he's been with them for a very long time. And then we know that in 2014, he was elected as NPP chairperson for them. And then it was only after a year, or barely a year, that he was suspended. And on the grounds of those suspension was an alleged misconduct, and also there were people who were saying that he was breaching party rules and all those things. But then post that he's attacked that suspension ever since. It was indefinite, but he's attacked it since 2015 throughout the time that he's been suspended. Throughout the time that he was granted amnesty, he's been fighting and saying that the disciplinary committee did not have any grounds in hearing the issue.
Right.
And since then, he has now been granted amnesty in August 2025, and then now he's officially saying that he wants to contest NPP chairmanship position. And also, we know that he's been speaking on how he felt when he was suspended. He's actually said that it's all been forgiven. He was angry at first because just a few people yanked him away out of his own party after what he's done for the party and everything. He was angry at first. He admitted it, but what he's saying now is he's forgiven everybody about it, and then he's willing to fight for the party. He's continuing speaking that all that is gone, the state of the party will not allow them to fight, to have any internal struggles. But we know that back when he was suspended and all the back and forth he was doing with the party leadership, all what that did was just to exacerbate the issue, including the death, the allegations against his brother, that Afoko, there were allegations that he killed Adams Mahama.
Yeah.
And then all that just created more hatred against him. And they've been fighting all that issue ever since. But then it's all like, just as he said, all that is gone, and now he's ready to fight for the party and and what he's been saying is that when he's been elected as chairman of the party, these are the things he's going to reunite the party, because we know that the internal struggle that was revealed back in 2015 and 2016 and throughout the time, and even now we see that the NPP are in struggles in terms of trying to find their grounds. Really, he's saying that he's willing to come in and reunite the party, come in and rebuild the party and strengthen its structures from core in order to recapture the seat in 2028. And these are the things, this is how he's picturing himself to be a chairman. These are the 8 things that he has described himself to be. Most of them is what he's saying, that he's going to be a listener for the party, he's going to serve the party, he's going to be a disciplinarian, and also a fundraiser to be able to do everything for the party. He's going to be a team player, a field commander, and a reconciler. Ken.
Right. Jason Day with the Joy News Research and Data team. Thank you very much. Well, so let's analyze really why his announcement matters for the future of the NPP. And joining me this afternoon is pollster and editor-in-chief of the Dispatch newspaper, Ben Efson. Also joining the conversation is a political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Amache Boatin. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Ben Efson, I want to begin with you. You've covered the NPP extensively and have the institutional memory of Paul Afoko's political journey. First, what do you make of his return to active politics? Hello, Ben. If you can kindly unmute your microphone so we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Yes. I'm saying that Afoko basically has mixed politics, especially NPP politics, and he wants to come back.
Okay, and he has appealed to those who have returned to the party to come back, or who have left the party to return back to the party, personalities like Alain Martin and others. Is it really important, this appeal at this time?
Well, I'm sure the voting will decide people who are still in the party when he was chairman. They will be able to pass judgment on, before he was suspended, whether the work he had done. From history, they'll be able to judge whether until he was suspended he had done well or not. So basically, those who had seen him work will be his ardent supporters who will campaign for him.
That's quite interesting because this is a man who was suspended indefinitely about a decade ago, and just last year he was granted amnesty. In his declaration speech, he did say that he's forgiven everyone who wronged him in the party. But how do you think that delegates within the party will welcome such a person who was considered an outcast for more than 10 years and is now making a comeback?
You know, 10 years is a long time in terms of delegates who were there at that time. I'm sure 10 years ago, those who were delegates, maybe perhaps, or maybe maximum 15% will still be delegates who will cast their vote. So I'm sure that only a tiny minority who will remember what he did will cast their vote. At least that will be to his advantage in terms of those that he will be convincing to vote for him who wouldn't have been there 10 years ago.
Benefson, don't go yet. Let me bring in Dr. Amache Boateng, who is a political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Dr. Amache Boateng, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. What do you make of the announcement by Paul Afoko? Of course, we all knew that it was coming.
Good afternoon, and let me say good afternoon to your viewers. I think it is good for the NPP. It is going to sort of regalvanize the party. The man actually stands for reconciliation. Given what has happened, his personal loss, what I mean by this is his suspension. You know, he was making a political career. Then it was like, at the time he was getting to the highest point, you know, in the party, to chair the party, and if you like, work with the party to win political power. What happened to him happened. So it was indeed a major loss. And like he said, you know, he didn't take it lying down. He was angry, and rightly so. And let me also quickly, you know, include Mr. Kwabena Japan. So if, in spite of all that happened to him, he's ready to let everything go and to come back to serve the party, then obviously there is someone who has the party's interest at heart, and who, like he's saying, will be able to bring back all the people who, for one or another reason, have become disaffected and have, if you like, maybe decided to stay aloof, withdraw, or even gone out of the party. The party needs all of its members. So then the announcement by Mr. Afoko really, to me, should come as good news for the party.
Well, the time that he was suspended, if someone is 18 years today, that person would have been, what, 7 years during the time that he was suspended from the party. So it appears that younger people within the party now do not have a lot of memory of Paul Afoko. How do you think he can galvanize support within the party now that it appears he will meet in fresh faces when it comes to the people who will be going to canvass for vote for him to become chairman?
I'd like to believe that we wouldn't have any of the candidates vying for the same position, possibly coming up with an argument, you know, to get the party faithfuls not to vote for him on the grounds of the case that was or the charges leveled against him. I don't expect anyone to go there. It's an emotional issue. At the same time, I like to see him in a way allowing that to inure to his benefit by talking about, and he started talking about it, that he was laying a particular foundation and he believed strongly that that was what propelled the party into power and that he's coming to continue those good works. He will really, recall whatever it is that he has done for the party that will sound positive, and if you like, encourage people to vote for him. And then the timing is also, to me, opportune, given the fact that the party's leadership currently is struggling. If anything at all, what happened here in Ashanti region over the weekend, is anything to go by, then you realize that the party is struggling. The challenges that is also coming from issues concerning Honorable Kennedy Japan and the party, all these things are such that they will need someone who will be able to, without necessarily abusing power, abusing his authority, but who will be able to authoritatively speak to those issues and get people to listen to him. The party should be able to enforce its own rules and regulations in a way that will not bend anybody, in a way that will not break anybody, but in a way that will instill discipline. The party needs such a person, and I think he has those qualities.
Well, in his declaration speech, he did indicate that he has consulted former Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, former Presidents Akufo-Addo and John Kufuor, and famously, during the time that he was suspended in 2015, then candidate Akufo-Addo was the flag bearer of the NPP. Do you think that this shows that this is a man who can indeed bring those who have left the party? He mentioned the likes of Alan Chematin because of what he has seemingly exhibited, that he has no pain within his heart with regards to people who were considered to have influenced the decision to have even banned him in 2015, do you think?
Yeah, I like to believe that he's sincere with that particular statement, especially when we know, those of us who are here in Kumasi and have been following NPP politics, we know that it was a plot, because immediately after he won his post in Tamale, also, I've forgotten the place where they held the Congress. He won, and then Mr. Japan won, and they came back to Kumasi. We heard that he was, the two of them were not going to be allowed to hold on to their position. In fact, information came out. Information came out, and we picked these pieces of information. So the cases that were brought, against them were all manufactured. So if that notwithstanding, he's able to, go back, engage, the former president, Akufo-Addo, then definitely he's a man who is not bitter. He's a man who is not keeping any pain in him. He's indeed ready to sort of reunite the party the way he's putting it.
Dr. Amwache Boateng, don't go yet. I still have Ben Efson with me. He's the editor-in-chief of the Dispatch newspaper. Ben, thanks for staying on the line with me. There are those who are also raising the concern that it's about time the party moved on from the old folks like Paul Afoko, who has held the chairmanship position before, and look forward to a new generation of new leaders for the party. Do you agree with those suggestions?
Oh, I believe that the other side of the coin is that it puts him in an advantage. He's not better. He doesn't belong to any group. So if you are looking for somebody who is going to be fair without carrying any baggage, that gives him an advantage over the others who would have been playing roles at various points within the period.
Well, he did mention that it was his policies that laid the foundations for the NPP's victory in the 2016 elections, although at that time he had been suspended. Is there any truth to that?
Oh, yes. You see, at the time of his suspension, he would have started and done implemented policies and decisions. So at the time of his suspension, the NPP's road to victory had started from perhaps the policies and the things that he had done. So he has a point there in terms of how he contributed to the NPP's 2016 victory. I mean, the campaign is going to be interesting. And one of the things that, one of the advantages he will have is that maybe the others will spend time trying to disprove whatever he's putting up. And in the process, they'll be campaigning for him.
Well, now that you brought that up, let's look at his chances. So far, we've seen him declare officially. We've also heard of John Bwedu, who also says that he is likely to contest. Let's look at the possible chance of Paul Afoko. Does he stand a chance, you think?
It's difficult to go into the heads of delegates. You know, they are a select group of people within their political party. Definitely, many delegates will have their keymakers. They will have, and I think that all those who are contesting for the national chairmanship, their success or otherwise in the election will be how the keymakers, how people important in the party influence their delegates. So that is going to be, I mean, the elections will be, I'm sure, dicey and very close.
Don't go yet. Let me ask the same question to Dr. Amache Boateng. Let's look at the chances of Paul Afoko. Does he even stand a chance of leading the party as its national chairman if he contests?
So far, my understanding is that 3 people have come forth. Mr. Boateng, John Bwedu you mentioned, and then Mr. Paul Afoko himself. I don't know whether there's any other, if you like, contestant or aspirant that I'm not aware of. I see the contest to be essentially between Mr. Paul Afoko and Mr. Boateng. And to me, it's going to be a keenly contested contest because the two of them, you know, have been in the party for a while. Mr. Boateng has, at least on 2 or so occasions, if I recall right, you know, contested to lead the party, to become the party flag bearer. So he has, in a way, endeared himself to the electorate. Mr. Paul Afoko, unfortunately, did so many years ago. If he is going to be able to sort of get himself into the minds and hearts of, you know, the new electorates who have come forth, then he might be able to, you know, go head to head with Mr. Boateng. He does stand a chance, but then his main rival to me is Mr. Boateng.
Well, the NPP, some would say, is going through a phase which many opposition parties go through after they've lost an election like they did in 2024. As we speak right now, they don't even have a permanent chairman. They only have an acting chairman because the permanent chairman recused himself on health grounds. And we are also seeing a bit of crack within the party. Not long ago, we heard the utterances of Kennedy Japan. Other members of the party then petitioned the party's disciplinary committee to mete out the necessary sanctions to him. Do you think that Paul Afoko is the man who will be able to crack the whip and put everybody in line at this worrying times for the NPP?
This whole idea of cracking the whip, my understanding as a student of political science is to be able to get a general consensus around the rules of the game in the party, around the party's own constitution. That is what I understand by cracking the whip in an organization. The rules that the party has given itself and which all members are supposed to, you know, be guided by. So I think the first thing one would want to do if you are in such a position is to revisit those rules and simply, you know, after engaging the party extensively, bringing everybody back as much as possible, then you all review the rules. If you think there's anything that should be amended or whatever, you do so. Then from that time, it is like he will start all over again. It should be possible for him to crack the whip, going about it the way I understand. It should be possible for him to do that.
Right. Now, let me go to Benefson. During the time that Paul Afoko was suspended, the party's current flag bearer was its vice presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And looking at the time that he wants to lead the party as its chairman, do you think they can work together? Looking at how closely Mahmoud Bawumia worked with Nana Akufo-Addo during that time, do you think that a chairman Afoko chairmanship can work hand in hand with a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia flag bearership?
Well, I think they should, because I'm sure that if between ex-President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia, if between the two of them, if there was somebody who would have a clear decision-making vote in the realm of suspension, it would be more of Nana Akufo-Addo than Dr. Bawumia. So once Dr. Bawumia is now in charge, I'm sure Dr. Bawumia, being the diplomat he will keep most of his thoughts in his head. If it had been President Akufo-Addo who was going for another time, that would have been a bit difficult, because as the flag bearer at that time, he would have had to take certain intrusive decisions. So I think that with Dr. Bawumia and Afoko, I believe that the path will be clear, and it will not be that of a bother to the party, the party NPP.
I mean, during the time that Paul Afoko was suspended, it's been an open secret within the NPP that there's a so-called Kufuor faction and then Akufo-Addo faction, where Paul Afoko was seen as a Kufuor faction member or an Allen faction member. There are those who worry that his seeming return could further deepen those faction crisis within the party, further deepen the cracks within the party. And so another candidate should rather lead the party instead of Paul Afoko. What do you make of those assertions?
Well, I think fortunately for the NPP, the elections should be held in September. So you're talking about virtually less than 2 months. And I think that should not be, if it had been like it would be held in November, October, the time would have been used to fester the anger and rivalries. But with the September election date, I think that the party is a bit lucky that there will be enough time for these things to fester and create animosity before voting.
Benefson, don't go yet. Dr. Amache Boateng is still with me on the line. Dr. Amache Boateng, just like I asked Benefson, there was the argument that there was Allen faction, Akufo-Addo faction, Kufuor faction, and Paul Afoko was perceived to be in the faction of Alan Kyerematen and John Kufuor. Now that he is coming back, or trying to come back as the chairman of the party, do you think that these cracks could further deepen, or he could mend those cracks once and for all?
Factionalism are normal in political parties. In fact, every party has factions. The individual leaders in the party have special ambitions, their understanding, or if you like, their vision for the party and for their country. And then, because of that, they attract, supporters who, if you like, think along the same lines with those leaders. Factionalism is normal. It becomes an issue when someone comes up and, for some reason, decides to, if you like, victimize those who didn't vote for him. Let me quickly recall the case of President Clinton applauding former President Obama for giving his wife Hillary a post. President Clinton openly acknowledged that Hillary really stood against President Obama in the elections, and even suggested that President Obama might be killed. Factionalism is everywhere. And so you come to Ghana, we had factionalism. In the NPP, at the time President Akufo became the leader, he had rivals. People contested with him, and people felt that, President Akufo and Ashanti, and Akufo-Addo and Achin, that traditionally there are issues between these two people, and people wanted to, make cases out of that. President Akufo did so well by giving Nana-Addo the post that Nana-Addo had. But then when Nana-Addo came into office, this expression, which almost became a refrain in a poem, that in P, Nana-Addo Nana-Addo cannot work with this man. And here in Kumasi, it became, if you like, a core word. And on the basis of that, people were isolated, alienated from the party. A lot of things happened. We know it was during that same time that Alan Martin, I put it, was forced out of the party. Interestingly, currently, Ken appears to be he's on the side and he's being pushed out of the same party. And I mean, factionalism will not go away. If you take out one person, others will come. It should be possible, and just like Ben said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a fine gentleman. I think he has got that, what I call a settled spirit. So knowledgeable, brilliant, he'll be able to work with anyone who the party brings up. If indeed they are all addressing themselves to the overall interest of the party, primarily to be in power, then afterwards you do what you can do with the state. I expect him to be able to work with everybody.
Okay. And let's look at funding, because we all know that political parties thrive on funding, especially when you are in opposition. Do you think that Paul Afoko has what it takes to whip up funds for the party ahead of the elections in 2028?
Yeah. Did you address me or?
Yes, Dr. Amache Boateng. Yes, you.
Well, I think Mr. Paul Afoko has got the network that will enable him to raise money. People will have cause to trust him that he is someone who will use whatever funds given to him in the best interest of the party. And as it is, he has more than demonstrated that he is a conciliator, and I think he'll be able to raise funds. Okay. I don't expect him to have difficulties at all.
Okay. Right. Mr. Benefson, are you still with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, let's look at the regional dynamics. We know that Paul Afoko is coming from the north, and regional dynamics, we can never take it out of Ghanaian politics. How do you think that him coming from the north could shape his chances of leading the NPP as its chairman and even leading the NPP potentially to return to power in 2028?
Oh, I think that Dr. Bawumia and Paul Afoko coming from the north will strengthen the NPP's chances of getting votes from swing voters in the northern region. I mean, everybody knows that the NPP relatively does better in Akan areas. So Afoko as chairman, Bawumia as candidate, younger people in the northern region will feel obliged if they want of the two parties. They may decide to vote for NPP because they think that the party will find a home there. So it has its pros and cons, but it will be interesting to find out in the run-up. It's about over 2 years to voting. So between now and then, a lot of water will pass under the bridge, and how the two parties handle these dynamics in terms of ethnicity and so on will determine the fate of the two parties in either the north or the Akan regions.
He's 72 years now, and do you think he will be fit enough, looking at his age, to be able to do party work, especially looking at the fact that there are a new crop of youthful leaders within the party? Looking at the fact that he's 78, will he be fit enough to do party work?
Oh, I think that basically as chairman, he should be able to delegate. You can have a relatively younger chairman. Definitely, he won't be everywhere, but given his experience and given his age, his advantage is having been in the party before, and he'll be able to delegate and supervise. That will be his trump card. And fortunately for him, he has quite a bit of time to try and error, because the last 18 months to voting will be the killer punch area. 18 months to voting, that is when a party's chances will start diminishing or will start going on the upward trend.
Well, that question has come up because of the current chairman of the party, Stephen Intim, who has recused himself due to ill health. And people are saying that you can't replace an older man with another older man. That will really not work. That's why I'm asking that question.
Well, I think that there are people who are Mr. Intim's age in the political parties who are quite active.
Right.
So it is not, I mean, you can get a 72, 75-year-old man who is healthier than a 60-year-old man. And I'm sure that, Mr. Afoko knows his state of health. And if you prefer that, he knows that he's not well and he's going to take the chairmanship of the NPP, one of the two big parties, he knows it will have an effect on his health. But I'm sure he has checked his health, and I'm sure he wants to give a try.
Okay, Mr. Efson, don't go yet. I still have Dr. Amache Boateng with me. Dr. Amache Boateng, the NPP has famously been tagged as an Akan party. Looking at the fact that Paul Afoko is coming from the north, do you think that his mere coming from the north will be a good luck charm for the party, or might be a curse should he eventually emerge as winner?
I'd like to believe that NPP has gone beyond this sort of issue or this challenge, ethnicity, ethnic bigotry, and then, if you like, divisions along such lines. They already voted massively for this same man, Mr. Paul Afoko. And it will interest you to know that the NPP being an Akan party, if reference is made to Ashanti region, there's no other region like Ashanti region that houses everybody in Ghana and allows them to practice their cultural tradition, their leaders, and so on and so forth. You will get every notable ethnic group in Kumasi. They are not just here in Kumasi. They are allowed, they have seats at Manshia. Growing up at my village, the Zongo chief had a seat at the chief's palace. So people grew up side by side with people from other parts of the country. So, and the NPP has already demonstrated that. They voted massively for Dr. Barumia. And I was telling myself, those who felt that they needed some schemes, grand schemes to get Dr. Barumia to lead the party, were only doing the party a disservice because their actions and inactions might have hurt the party. Dr. Barumia is very popular, and people who know him here, even in Ashanti region, were going to vote for him on his own strength, irrespective of where he comes from. So I don't see this to be an issue at all. I don't see this to be an issue. I don't expect ethnic factors to come up during the campaign. I don't expect it to, happen once. I don't.
But let's look at it on the bright side, though. You are likely to have a candidate from the north leading the NPP, and then a chairman from the north as well. Will it be able to get the NPP more votes from northern Ghana? Because as it stands now, even in the upper west region, they don't have a single seat there. Do you think this could help whip up sentiments up in northern Ghana and boost their votes there?
There's this issue that I think we need to address, quickly. Parties in opposition getting the opportunity to come into political office, if you like, examining the fortunes of parties in opposition. What do they do to get the electorates to listen to them? Is it just by talking? No. It's always been based on the lack of performance of the government of the day, the party in government. So when the party in government doesn't perform, then people tend to the opposition. So on an issue of this nature, I don't expect those factors to be major issue as to enable the NPP to come back into office. I think everything depends on how well the NDC handles the economy. Generally speaking, with democracy, after elections, everything else revolves around the economy, the conditions of life of people. The NDC does so well, we can bet that they will hold on to political power come 2028.
Okay, Dr. Kwesi Amache Boateng is a political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Ben Efson is a pollster and also the editor-in-chief of the Dispatch newspaper. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your expertise this afternoon. You're still watching The Pulse. Return from the break with more. See you in a moment. Hello again. A ticking environmental and public health time bomb is looming over Akufo-Addo, Tema Community 25 and surrounding communities as the Akufo-Addo landfill site deteriorates beyond capacity. Residents living near the site are demanding its immediate decommissioning, warning that the overflowing waste is exposing them to serious health risks. Tricycle waste collectors also tell Joy News they have been forced to dump refuse at a previously decommissioned landfill and other unauthorized locations because the site can no longer accommodate waste. Residents fear the situation could soon trigger a major public health crisis if urgent action is not taken. Carlos Caloni visited the landfill site and brings us this report.
We are finally at the Akufo-Addo landfill site, which is supposed to be receiving refuse from the Tema metropolitan area, the Ashaiman municipality, I should say, and a number of municipalities in the Greater Accra region. This is the main entrance that the vehicles are supposed to use to go dump the refuse. You can see the state in which it is, and the tricycles themselves are supposed to use this very place to access the final dumping site just right behind me. And some of the Aboboya riders or the tricycle riders that we have been speaking to are telling us that the entrance alone is a big challenge for them to be able to finally take their refuse to the final dump site. Reason why they have resorted to dumping along the main street, along the Tema motorway roundabout and on the N1 towards this place, especially when it rains. It's difficult for them to even access it. In fact, a while ago, we witnessed a big truck, I should say, trying to use this particular stretch to exit the dump site. It was a lot of work for a heavy truck. Let's talk of a tricycle. I've caught up with Aika. He has been operating the tricycle for some time, he tells us, and he has just gone past the main entrance of the landfill site. And so I asked him why he did not use the entrance to go to the dump site itself.
No, you know, go top. The route no good.
So where do you dump?
Me.
So now, right now, where are you going to?
They go the distance, they bola new old one. Old one no, they go drop them. That's as road no, you good small. Ama you know good prop, you good small.
So is there anybody there receiving the bola, and are you paying when you go there?
You go, you get some, you go pay. You go pay no for you go drop them.
How much?
1.7.
This truck you pay 1.7 before you are allowed to go down.
You get the person you go at the 30 CD. That time you go pay the 30 CD. That time you go pay the 20 CD.
So you are telling us that before you dump this tricycle full of refuse at the decommissioned site, you have to pay about 200 cedis, right?
Maybe 200 CD. You know, get community the inside go you go drop them for the person go push the motor key. You go give me the 30 CD. The guy I go see top the ball at top, it be 1.7.
So if you are not able to pay the 200 cedis, what happens to the bola?
Bosu, that size, me don't know. Me, if you may wake it, it be like this. Before you go take the bola, the house inside, you go come drop them.
Yeah, I mean that those your friends or your colleagues who cannot pay the 200 to dump it, where do they dump? They can also not go to the site because the road is bad. Where do they dump?
I know that my place, only they work, go that size. See him today, he take the bola, go fee the bola go sleep, may motor inside. He go spoil the tie, the him. Ali go feed the drop that size Here, you good plus the other one.
So is that the reason why some of your people dump it on the road?
No, my people go come that size.
No, but there are other people who dump on the road, right?
Well, you don't know.
You don't know that one. You don't want to confirm that. So how much do you get if you load the whole thing? How much is this?
That time, you go get the 5 million. That time, get that size.
So there are times you get 500 cedis. There are times you don't get 500 cedis. So out of the 500 cedis, you're going to pay 200 cedis to dump. Then you buy fuel, say 100 cedis. So your profit for the day is about how much? 200 cedis?
Like this. My profit will be 200 cedis. You go chop small. That time, you go put them the small, the 50 Ghana and 30 cedis go.
Does the district assembly or the municipal assembly, do they pay you any money apart from what you collect from?
No, you don't pay.
They don't pay you any money?
No, they pay you the money.
Okay.
Nothing.
Alba, is that the name?
Alka.
Alka. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on Join You. So that's him, that's his truck. He just bought it, his tricycle. And of course, a number of such trucks are going to dump at the decommission site. So it's important to establish the clarity here that here at Pong, there are 2 landfill sites. There used to be an older one which was decommissioned years ago when the engineered landfill site was commissioned. But that has also gotten full and has officially been decommissioned. As a result, many of the refuse have now shifted to the original site, which was decommissioned. That's what is being used now. But Akbar is telling us that they find it difficult to access the site because the entrance is terrible and it's so high, so much that the tricycles are unable to go. And so what they have resorted doing now is to go to the engineered landfill site, which has been decommissioned, and there's someone there that they pay 170 cedis to take care of it, and they also pay some 30 cedi or 20 cedi, culminating to about 200 cedis a day when they go and dump. And that's where many of his colleagues have resorted to because of the challenge they face here at the entrance and the fact that they are unable to also climb to the top. Well, residents living around the landfill site are calling for it to be decommissioned, saying it has reached its full capacity and is indeed exposing them to health hazard. Amina, who has lived here for 10 years, also alleges that waste products are often taken from the site and sent to open market for consumption. So how long have you been living here?
10 years now. I'm living here 10 years now. And I can say the road is very bad and the dumping site. As at now, the rainy season from, let me say, March to this month now. Because of the rain, this place is not safe for us. And it's affecting we around here also because of the scent. Especially if they bring fish, the fish that have been spoiled, and let me say fish and rice and those things, they dump it here. They dig hole and dump it. And if they bring another one too, they have to dip that same place again and dump it. And it's affecting us. The area is not okay. As at now, the bola is full. They don't have to dump it.
So how is this affecting your children?
If we go to the hospital, normal times they will say the scent. Maybe the area we are at, maybe some scent or dust is disturbing them. So I think it's the bola. Because if they dig the hole or they are using machine to, let me say, arrange things, the scent will come out. It's like vapor. Let me say vapor. It's very high. The scent is very high. as at now, if you are here, you can hear the scent. Now it's not smell because today is Sunday. Like today is Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you cannot stand here. Even the police station is disturbing them. The workers, I can say the workers, not.
And you've been living here for the past 10 years? 10
years, yes.
Why don't you relocate?
Because of money. Because we invest. See, you can see where we put our distant structures. It's because of money. That is where we are still here.
What would you want to say to the authorities?
Sorry?
What would you want to say to the authorities regarding this particular landfill site?
I can say they have to close this place. Or if they don't want to close it, they can help. Even the workers are suffering. The people working at the dumping site, packing the bad things and be going to sell to others in the market, they have to stop them first. After that,
they are picking things from here, going to sell in the market.
They condemn. You see the police and those one wearing white. What are they calling them? The ones looking after, let me say, the tankers and no, not the tankers. I don't know.
The city guards?
No, not the city guards. If they are coming to dump the things, we have some people follow that. They wear uniform like police, some like police.
Custom?
Like, okay, the custom. That is custom. They follow them and dump the thing. After they left, done, they will come and dig it and sell it for those Muslims ladies. And they will send it to the market and sell. Yes.
You've seen this happening here?
I'm here, so I'm seeing them. Done, you can see them selling it. Maggie, keep. If you see the Omo, the so clean and Omo in the rubber, they tie it in the rubber. The white rubber. Those things are from these places.
Those are the expired products?
Expired products, because there is no expiring date on that. Even if it is expiring date, they'll pour it in another rubber and then tie it small and sell. Even rice, tin tomatoes. In fact, they have been killing people.
So if you are buying food products that are in those white containers,
it's not good. I can't advise those people to be buying those things. It's not good. Because there is no label on that, no expiring date. It's from this side. It's from Bola side.
Interesting. You are saying that it should be closed down. What would you want to say directly to those in authority?
Okay, I'm pleading the government to find new dumping site and find responsible people to work on the site.
So this is the situation at the the Kpone landfill site. It's full to the brim, and it's difficult for those who are supposed to be bringing waste to this point to actually dump. Carlos Caloni, Joy News, Kpone Katamanso.
Let's get talking, and joining me right here in the studio is the MCE for the Kpone Katamanso Municipal Assembly, Samuel Tete Morton. Welcome to the program, Mr. Morton.
Thank you.
You've been seeing what is going on in your municipality. How disturbed are you about these things?
Yes, the situation is very, very disturbing, as both community and corporate bodies are all complaining. Yes, the complaints got to the local government minister, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim, and proactively he moved to the landfill site very early this year. He was there himself to have a look at the situation, and he came out with a few pragmatic steps, and plans are underway to make sure either it's being decommissioned entirely, move everything to a different place, or decommission totally and move all the heap of rubbish we find there, make the place very habitable for humans.
We'll come back to that topic, but let's talk about the June 29th floods that devastated parts of the Greater Accra region. How affected were people in your communities, and how are they holding up now?
Okay, so we have few of the areas getting flooded, especially those lying within low lining areas. A place like Puete. So Puete is where the municipality start from, just by the sea. There are few mud houses there that got collapsed. Yes, and then another low-lying area is within the Pontan is Ship itself. Dotia getting closer to Leonardo. That area used to be where we have 3 streams combined together, and that is the main source of all the water. So that's where we have Aquilika, Akufo, we have Jovo, and the rest. We realize that effect of human activities is what caused that thing. Plants are afoot to move all those structures, impeding the waterway, those sitting on the corridors of the water, so that at least it will be a thing of the past. We did not have major impacts, simply because last year we did proactive work. Last year when I came into office, the assembly with support from Urban Roads and then the Ministry of Local Government, we did much dredging and then de-seating. Yes, that was able to save the situation for us. So this time, the 29th rain did not affect us that much. Yes.
You say that these are human-induced causes in the area. So why are the people still being made to stay there when they are the ones causing it? Why are there not plans by the Assembly to, for example, evict them from those places so that they do not cause havoc all the time?
So plans are afoot, as you already know. This is not just something that you can just do one time off. You need to go through all the processes. You know, it has got legal implications attached to it. Yes, but we've met them, we've engaged them, and what we've got into, we're waiting for the plan schedule from NADMO. And then in no time, all those things will be done. Garrett gave us support. So drone has been flown. We've taken pictorial evidences about all those sitting on the corridors of the drains. We have images spanning from 8 years ago, how the place looked like, who have encroached, and what needs to be done ASP.
So can you assure us that as soon as practicable, what needs to be done will be done?
Very, very soon. And the last engagement with them, I made them aware that critically we've identified 14 structures sitting on the corridors of the water. And you can't sit on the water course expecting government to be coming to your aid day in, day out. The activities there doesn't rest with them alone. Now it's affecting other people. So if there need be to move those 14 for the entire area to be saved, we need to get it done. We've already engaged them, and I've given them the needed assurance to start moving out of the place, so that in due course, when the setup is ready for those structures to be moved, we will not be having challenges.
Okay. Let's go back to the landfill site that I said we will return to. If you look at the screen here, this is a very unpleasant scene, a mountain of rubbish which has been there for years. The woman who spoke to Carlos did indicate that she's lived there for more than 10 years. 10 years, and it's been there. It predates even since she's been there. Really, we always hear of the Assembly saying we're going to do something about it. We're going to do something about it. But Mr. Morton, please hold on for me. We will come back to you shortly, but we understand that there's a breaking news that we have to bring to our viewers right now. A news just coming in indicates that the NPP's Dennis Miracles Abuaje is being taken to his private residence by Yoko officials this afternoon. It is unclear why this is happening, but joining me on the telephone lines right now is the NPP's National Communications Officer, Richard Ahiagba. Mr. Ahiagba, welcome to the program. Can you confirm that Dennis Miracles Abuaje is indeed being taken to his private residence as we speak from Yoko?
Thank you, Kenneth. The information we have is that the officials from Yoko, risk and company.
Kindly speak up for me so we can hear you.
Okay, I'm saying that I can confirm your statement to you that indeed officials from Yoko took him to his hometown to inspect. I'm not sure what exactly they are going there to do, what they're going to look for, but they took him there. And my latest understanding is that they have completed that visit and most likely on their way back to him.
Is that his private property in his hometown?
Sorry?
Is that his private property in his hometown?
I assume so.
Okay. But do you know where exactly?
I know Dennis comes from Latte, so that most likely will be where.
Latte, you say?
Yes, Latte. Yes.
Okay. Just last night, the legal counsel for your party, NPP, did indicate that it was almost impossible for them to meet the bail conditions, the 50 million Ghana cedis bail conditions. Now that he's been taken to Latte to inspect his private property, I assume that he has been able to meet those bail conditions, yes?
I can't confirm that, but I guess I can tell you that it's a tragedy that we live in a country and this is how we are treating ourselves. Dennis is not one who just, disappear, most especially because Yoko has been engaging him in advance. And then it's always been available. The same system the NDC, or more or less the Yoko is running, is becoming problematic. You know, in the case of Wontumi, the same thing happened. Okay? In Hanan case, the same thing. Kwabna Edubuahi, the same thing. One case after another. And you're asking yourself, the person writing that bail condition or specifying that bail condition for another to meet, for Dennis to meet, and for any of these people to meet, ask yourself, would that person be able to produce that in two people to provide evidence of landed property equal to the sum of 500 billion old Ghana cedis? Is it feasible? Ask that. And to what is the objective of that? What is the objective? The goal of any bail is certainty that when the individual who is being bailed is required, he will be available. That threshold can be satisfied even merely by me fighting for death. Because I'm not going to disappear. I have a role that I value, that I will be here for. Even our flag bearer, by his standing in society, could simply stand for him. Our national chairman could simply stand for him. But we have created a situation where this government is using bail as punishment. That is a bad precedent we're setting. A bad precedent. And I think that the earlier we talk about this, the better for all of us. It is becoming unbecoming. Very unfortunate. You keep holding an individual who, on a normal, regular day, will come to you when you want it. And so why would you impose such onerous bail condition? To what end? If not to punish him. And we have seen a pattern. That same thing was done to Wontumi, was done to this, was done to that. 50 million, as I see, that is the threshold they want to uphold. 50 million. How many people? Okay. How many people, in two people, in this country, what will be the nature of that property? Is it the Accra Mall? Is it the entire town of Latte? Is what they are going to guarantee for that amount? It is completely unreasonable. If the president is quiet, this thing is happening, and I'm worried that this is creating certain precedent. People are learning. There are bad people. There are hawks in the NPP. There are hawks in the NDC. So if the hawks in the NDC are pushing this kind of agenda, I worry for Ghana, because tomorrow, what if the hawks in the NPP won't say? What country will we be building at that point? So the earlier we stop this, the better. The goal of ORA, the goal of accountability and the fight against corruption, it is not to put onerous bail conditions on people. It is to retrieve people who have misappropriated funds or have embezzled state funds, to return it or to be punished for it, to serve as deterrent. What we are interested in is the result, not all these shenanigans that are going on to punish people.
Richard, earlier,
that will not give us anything. It will not give the country any dividend by treating people the way they are doing.
Richard, we understand that Yoko has already inspected his private residence here in Accra, and now he's been taken to another of his residents in his hometown, as you mentioned to us, in Latte. Do we get the impression then that he's been taken to his properties to inspect whether they can meet the bail condition of the 50 million Ghana cedis? Is that it?
Well, I don't know exactly. We don't have clear information on that, what they're doing. But I'm just telling you, even if that is the case, it's a vain venture. Even just by going to his hometown chief can even guarantee for him. So why 50 million? Why all these things? Bail, the substance of it is that we need you to continue an investigation. Will you be available? Will you be available when we need you? So we need some people to stand surety. Those people, his hometown chief can sign it, I can sign it, and Dennis will not disappear. Any other person that they are interested in for any investigation will not disappear, because they are interested in staying. They will stay. It doesn't matter the amount of money you attach to it. But we in the New Patriotic Party are interested in accountability, and we will not shield anybody. And no one from our fold will want to evade accountability. So please, this thing that is happening, Mr. President must intervene to stop it, because it's not right. It is setting bad precedent, and if we have bad people have access to power tomorrow, they will use these things as precedent to want to visit that upon ourselves, which is not acceptable. Let's fight corruption. Let's fight it within the bounds of common sense and within the law.
Do we have any indication whether he's in the company of his lawyers as he's been taken to his residence in his hometown?
I doubt it. But then I'm sure that it will be in the company of Yoko officials that are taking him in and then back to Accra.
Stay with me, Richard Ahiangba. He is the Director of Communications with the opposition New Patriotic Party. If you're just joining the conversation, the indication we're getting from Richard is that Dennis Miracles Abuaje, the spokesperson for the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is being taken to his private residence at his hometown in Latte in the eastern region to inspect his private property there. He tells us that he cannot confirm whether he is in the company of his lawyers. And also, we are definitely making calls to get more from this developing story that is just coming to our news desk. But in the meantime, though, I still have in the studio the MCE for the Kpong Municipal Assembly, Samuel Tete Morton. Samuel, we were briefly interrupted by the story of Dennis Miracles Abuaje being taken to his hometown, but we were talking about the landfill site at Kpong, where people are raising concerns, the health implications, the pollution of the environment, what so on. When exactly will this be cleared from the area? Okay.
Yeah, so like I started by saying, stage where we got into, we had a dialogue on it in April. Yes, and the ministry, as I said, is putting a white paper on it to be submitted to cabinet. Meanwhile, the Minister for Local Governance have instructed all places where we have transfer stations within the garage zone, that is Greater Accra, to be opened. And that is the stopgap we are all making for now. Those within our enclave are supposed to have been taking their refuse to the transfer station now at Ashama, whilst those coming from elsewhere who come all the way to Pong to dump there within the shortest possible time, we're making use of Adipa and then the other places. Like I started saying, the minister is engaging private people so that a new place being acquired within the shortest possible time. We are looking at Agomeda, Ayikuma, and then somewhere in Segi, so that at least this one will be decommissioned entirely, as I said. Okay.
And to what extent has it come to your attention that this is affecting the health of the people there, the socio-economic impact it is having on residents in the area?
I live within the community, and that is where I have been all my life. You get it? So I know the impact of what is happening there. And that is why I said the minister has been very proactive. Growing up throughout, he has been the only minister who have driven out of his office, come to site, come and have a first impression of what is happening there. And I know he's putting in much effort. Health-wise, as the young lady said, yes, at times there are fumes that comes out of the boiler, and it is making respiratory very, very difficult. Others have also complained through the hospital in town that when they come with eye problems, it is being attributed to the landfill site. Others have also shown similar signs of cancer here and there, which we are all attributing with the facility as a result of the landfill site. Yes, so the time to get it decommissioned is now. But in the meantime, huge investment have to be made, getting a place where all this that me and you we are talking about will be deposited. It is somehow better we bring all to that place now than we living them within our towns and then the cities, which will also come out with another either cholera outbreaks or other outbreaks. Yes, but how best we are going to manage it for now, so that at least it's being kept there will also not come out with all these social impacts that we are all talking about. It's what we are trying to do now, how best to mitigate all these things.
The individuals who ride the Aboboya to dump their refuse there, they now just dump it along the landfill side because they say that they are unable to go inside. In the interim, what are you doing about it?
So it is a no. It doesn't give them the effrontery to be doing indiscriminate dumping. Yes, and that I know you also agree with me. People just want to shortchange the system. The young man we all saw via the interview, he said he, no matter what, will have to bring it to the designated landfill site. The others who also take it to the transfer stations, as we've all said. The landfill site where dumping is being done currently, where Carlos did the interview, was not designed as a landfill site. It was a place where gravel winning took place way back. Then it became very deep holes that started causing accidents. Because it's closer to the road, people started veering into here and there. So it started as a temporary measure way back in 1996. Okay? Then government attention got into it. Then in 2011, 2012, thereabout, the decommissioned landfill site came into existence. And that one was also built, that it should have lasted for about between 8 to 10 years. But because it was not properly managed then, something that came up within 2011, 2012, by 2013, it is full to capacity. So immediately, that one will have to be decommissioned. Yes, when it was decommissioned, almost all the refuse were moving to Adipa and then the other landfill site. Yes, then out of the blues, it started coming back to Po again. Then we were like, no, this one was first decommissioned before the second decommissioned one. The one that most people have been referring to as the carpeted boiler. Yes, and it's a challenge. Now it has come as a national challenge that all of us will have to get on board to get it, find a lasting solution to it. A properly well-planned mechanized engineering landfill site that will have all the components that it comes with. You realize if this landfill site have been managed properly, there will be a place where first dumping will have to be done. Then segregation will take place. Those that needs to go back for recycling will leave through another window. Those that can decompose will be left at the landfill site. This is what we are all calling for now, with the help of the local government minister who is leading the agenda.
The Aboboya tricycle rider that Carlos spoke to did tell him that when they dump the refuse, people take money from them. Who are those people that take the money?
So, in 2012, Okatamoso municipality was carved out of Tema Metropolis. And just like what you said, this landfill site it goes way back. So let me put it this way. Since 1996, the landfill site up to today has been under the management of TMA. But it falls within Okatamoso municipality. Yes, in 2012 when we were carved up, we made a case that since the thing lies within our municipality, it should be given to us to manage it. Yes, but that did not materialize, and as we speak currently, it's still being managed by TME. It is one thing that we are still talking about. We've been in collaboration with them to manage the health implications. So as and when we see that the operations there is where it is going to has health implications, economic implications, occupational implications, we quickly draw the attention to it. So for now, that is just what, as Okatamoso Municipal Assembly, that is just the collaboration we are doing with them. Hearing that when the Aboboyas dump, they pay so much, has come to me as a wake-up call. So if all these revenues comes in there, is it coming to the proper coffers, or who is taking it? And this has been a wake-up call for me to quickly delve into it just after this program. Go back, sit with TMA again, find out where all these are going and what and how are they making good use of the funds that are coming. But just like what I said, the motor kings, the Aboboya have come to compensate the effort of moving refuse, garbage within the cities to the landfill site. But irrespective of how bad that place is, it doesn't warrant that they should be dumping indiscriminately. The last time we visited Adipa, we have more than 200 motor king in queue. We have more than 5 skip trucks in queue. We also have some drip the tipper trucks. Okay. Yes. Also cutting the refuse from the cities and bringing them to the landfill site. What we are saying is they should just take their time, just join the queue and grab it. You see, usually we don't see these things until it starts raining. Right. Because this one is not a properly engineered landfill site. Okay. Assessing it when it rains becomes challenge. So what they've been doing, ones that I've seen, before the rains, they will go in there, put more laterite on the road to make it a bit more trouble. But as you know, look at the height of it. When it started raining, the garbage all comes down and then it occupies the road. And that is just what we see, that the road is becoming very uncomfortable to drive on. Yes, I beg all of them. Although there's a challenge you have to pack, they should do as well, at least to reach either the transfer station or the landfill site. Yes, these 2 days with the presidential directives, almost all the landfill sites and then the transfer stations were open for free. And we've been able to clear almost all the rubbish along the street until these 3 that we saw at the terminal end of the motorway toll booth just happened. But irrespective of what they have to pay, irrespective of how bad the road to the landfill site is, it's a no dumping indiscriminately, especially along the highway. He doesn't speak well of us as Ghanaians. Yes.
We'll delve more into that, but let's go to Tema Community 25. Carlos visited that area as well. When you go there, you see that in front of everyone's house, as you can see on your screen, they have heaps of rubbish parked in front of their houses, waiting for the refuse collectors to come and collect them. You can see that they are filled to capacity, and it's not 1, it's not 2, it's in front of almost every house, as you can see it for yourself there. And that brings to bear the immense challenge with the dumping sites in that area. When you're looking at these videos, as you can see on your screen, what does it tell you? See them.
So with respect to the said area mentioned, so they have a contract with a private waste collecting company.
Is this in Lion?
No, I can't actually tell. Okay. But we know we have a whole lot in the system.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a contract with those people, and they have to be lifting their bins on selected days. Yes. So let's assume maybe they are supposed to lift their bin on every Wednesday. They go there and lift. And these are individual agreements with the waste collection companies. You get it? So maybe they lift it at a fee that they will count for it at the end of the month. Yes, let's assume as a result of the rains, okay, that is quite difficult getting to the top to dump. The trucks that are supposed to move all these bins to the landfill site, maybe they are stuck in the long queue as a result of the road to dump. Yes.
Right.
That notwithstanding, you realize how they've kept it. Yes. When they kept it like this, it is not full to the brim that they can cover it. It also helps us.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes. So, since these things one way or the other will come, I will encourage them to get more additional bins so that at least it shouldn't be overflown. They shouldn't open it like that where mosquitoes, it will be breeding mosquitoes, house fly within the environment. Other than that, we'll be calling for a disaster. But like I said, that is a planned settlement.
Yeah.
So they have a contract with these waste collecting companies.
They do indeed, but the worry is that even those who are supposed to collect it, they have nowhere to dump it. So the more reason why it is being left uncollected.
So I started by saying all the transfer stations within Greater Accra have all been activated. You understand? They have all been activated. Yes, so they can liaise with them.
Okay.
If you can't dump it here, you take it to the transfer stations. Okay. Minister has found it tuned, and he has brought Zoomline on board. Zoomline has long hollow tracks meant for refuse transfer to the landfill site. So they can equally take them to the transfer stations. So within those in the 25, the men can go for them, send them to the Shaman transfer stations for onward transfer to the landfill site. Yes.
I want to pick your thought on something. I know that it doesn't fall in your jurisdiction, but I just want to pick your thought. Along the Tema motorway, we see that the Aboboya tricycle riders defecate, throw rubbish indiscriminately there. Carlos, once again, was at that place, and it's an eyesore. You see heaps of refuse just by the motorway, and you see human excreta all over the place. What do you make of that?
That is what I condemn initially, that it is a no.
Yeah.
We need not encourage certain things.
Yeah.
All of us have to get involved into this sanitation drive. The bus doesn't stop with one person, it stops with all of us. I am sure this young man has been doing this indiscriminate dumping probably maybe deep into the night when there's no eye there to see them. But they should also know as well that, Charlie, this is the environment me and you we have. And for that matter, we have to be there to get it prepared. From when you are coming from the Pom barrier towards the Free Zones Enclave, I noticed that in there first because the median itself has been very bushy. So we started clearing from that side and we put a spot fine on all those who have been doing this indiscriminate dumping. So we were like, if assuming you see somebody doing it, kindly take a picture of the person, forward it to my office. We'll give you a token of 200 Ghana cedis as motivation, so that you report such characters to us. We have put a few before the district court in Po. Okay. Yes, just to deter them. But we've come to realize that yes, this is something that we have to encourage everybody to get on board. Saying that, and I've given myself that challenge. Although that ain't force within the Tema metropolis, we are here to keep the city clean. Yes, I've called my environmental officer to see how best it will be communicated to them so that within this shortest possible time, we'll mobilize and move everything there. Let's keep that whole stretch ready and let's see what will happen. We'll beg of all of us to get involved, and it should be a collective effort to make our city very, very clean.
Let's now talk about another worrying thing in your municipality, roads. I mean, we were talking about it when we went on the break, how bad the road network is in your area. It's one of the worst I've ever seen in my life because I've lived there before. Sure. What are you doing about it? So
the challenges with our road network also once again is a source of worry. Very, very, very. Let me use your platform once again to say a very big thank you to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. First of all, for giving me the opportunity to serve in his government and also listening to the plight of the people within Katamanso municipality. People living within the municipality will bear with me that for the past 12 years gone, we've even not seen 2 contractors on our roads. But through his effort and then the Secretary Minister, Honorable Governor Agboja, currently for Katamanso, I can boast of 8 contractors who are all actively working. If had it not been these heavy recent downpours, they could have made a whole lot of impact with respect to the roads within the municipality. When you take a road like the one that spanned from Tor to the Pone Township, that Joe Shop is working on, they were far advanced. Yes, but we realized that behind them from Gwal to Vaku roundabout has also deteriorated fast within the shortest possible time. So they went back there, they started with the earthworks, so that at least from Vaku roundabout to the Pomoen Bridge, we can boast of a first-class road. Same is the one that spanned from the inland GPHA terminal, just opposite the landfill side we're talking about. Right. Yeah, so that one too was given to a Brazilian company those days, in 2011, 2012. Yes, so they did up to that stretch. In continuing, governments changed. NPP took over. Contracts were all cancelled. Okay. And then they waited for the government then to do their forensic investigation. They said they want to do. They did not come with better findings. The people moved their machines and left. Ever since Katamanso, we've never seen one contractor even on our roads until recently. That stretch has also been given to Alhaji Ibrahim Megida. Everybody has testified that yes, he has lived to expectation. And what he's doing is a major access. It will pass through our bridge, go through the beachfront, pass through over the lagoon, and it will link up with Nungo Pampram. At the beachfront, they've already formed the dike waiting for the patterns to settle. Then they will do exactly what they are doing. A road from The stretch from Calypso, that is Pombaria, that goes through to the Michelle Camp Gate, also link up with the one we call Afoko-Addo Street. That will go through Frenchman, and it also joined TT Brothers to give this same access to that whole stretch. It's also being done. Initially, it was given to Black Oak. Yes, but they have challenges and then they have to exit. Now, ESCA has taken it over. They are working on the drains when this 29 heavy downpour came. And that's they've paused a bit. When you take the other one that also links through Bediaku to MF, it has also been another bad and worse road.
Okay.
Yes. The contractor on that stretch was Hugo Terrado.
Okay.
Yes, we initially had challenges with that stretch because we have most of our strategic investments running beneath that stretch. So what I mean by strategic, we have all the oil pipelines that run through Tor, through Bost, through VRE and Gridco, all the way to Akosombo, passing through that side.
Right.
Yes. Then we also have most of these telcos, fiber optic cables beneath that one. So when you go to Rwanda came to site at first, and then they started with excavation work. Quickly, these strategic investments, their personnel came around. We had another 3-4 months extensive talks on it, so that their excavations will not affect other strategic investments beneath it. That has also delayed small. Recently, I got complaints from the Bediaku enclave, so I visited there. Because the drains she also started, where it got to and then the rain started. It collects all the water upstream, and then at the end where the outfall is, it runs into people's homes. Yes, I've met her. We are praying. She also gets a copy of the metro charts that is telling us when to expect the rains, where we have clear weather, so that at least she also works on that. That is also another good access, as I said. So apparently it will start behind the Masalachi, goes through the Energy Commission warehouse, enter into the main Bediaku township. Then it will also link the Akosombo stretch.
Okay.
Join it at the Afenya enclave, just behind the MF police station.
Is it this stretch? Look to the screen for me. Is this the stretch you're talking about?
Yes. So this is part of the road we are talking about.
Okay.
Yes. So this is portions of the Bediaku enclave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Near the Masalachi area.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at that building, this building, it sits right in the middle of the road. It's been sitting there for more than 15 years. The residents have been calling for it to be demolished, and it still hasn't been demolished. First of all, has it come to your attention, this building that sits right in the middle of a road?
So just like what I said, that has been my enclave. I live within the municipality. Yes, so I've seen this particular building sitting right in the middle of the road. I've visited the site twice, and as I told you, plans are afoot within this shortest possible time to make sure we get rid of it there for the road construction to go on. Like what I said initially, this comes with a whole lot of legal battles. I've gone behind almost all this. And once again, let me use your platform to say a very big thank you to Ni Tete Ogli, the divisional chief for Mulichakpo electoral area. Apparently, since he became a source of worry, he has offered the said owner of this property a land elsewhere for the man to put up another comfortable structure there to live within it. My predecessors have written on this structure way back, and ever since it is sitting there, that has drawn my attention to make sure I go through all the needed legal processes to get it and pull it.
So until that legal hurdle is crossed, you cannot do anything about it.
So where we are now, we are not far from getting to the end of it.
Because the people are very agitated. They are up in arms.
So when you look at it is even obstructing traffic,
So
and assuming there should be an emergency around that area, it will make it very uncomfortable getting to the end of it.
Can you give an assurance to the people there as to when this building will finally be demolished to clear the way?
Yes, within the shortest possible time, this project is going to come.
When?
Giving specific timeline.
Next month?
Giving specific timeline wouldn't be that appropriate. Yes, I have to do this thing with all the security intentions that it comes with. Yes. Okay. I'm giving it the needed assurance that within this shortest possible time, we are moving this structure sitting right in the middle of the road, and all other properties that the assembly has marked, that they are all sitting on the corridors of the road. Please get prepared within this shortest possible time. It will be moved out of the place.
Let's look at the road from the VRA to the Sakibediako to Becheli. That's a very bad road. You have even testified to that. Has it been awarded to a contractor?
So that was the road I spoke about. That Hugo Terrano is working on it.
Okay.
The road from the Michel Camp Gate through Becheli is about 19 kilometers. Yes. Serious effort has been done on that one as well. So, you know, all of us are trying to get our fair share of the national cake. Yes, so all these contractors that have come to my end, we are still fighting and adding more to it. We package the Becheli roads, we send it to urban roads. My MP, Honorable Joseph Akufo-Addo, also went there to talk about it. A contractor has been found who also worked on that stretch, right from the Michel Camp Gate through the entire Becheli enclave. Yes, and it's within the preparatory stage. So in no time, with the MP's efforts complementing that of the assembly, the Becheli enclave will also be captured. Either two MPs were awarded, they were earmarked to be given 10-kilometer stretch of road every year. Yeah, so MP initially gave that 10-kilometer to Washington. Okay. Yeah, through to Atadeka. Yes, that one have all been factored to the Becheli enclave. Becheli in no time will be the eye of the municipality. Will it? Yes, because we are putting up a very huge health facility there. Becheli houses all our circuit courts, and in no time the president is also breaking ground there for the 24-hour market. You understand? So with a government flagship program like this, the road network making all the assets is a priority.
It's a beautiful pledge and a beautiful promise. But usually, when we hear politicians give us these promises and these pledges, they never come to fruition.
So this will not be just a promise.
Where's the assurance?
Yes, the assurance is there. This is a presidential flagship program.
We've seen pledges and presidential flagship programs come and go, and nothing happens.
This is a different. This one is coming with a whole lot of difference. Okay. And that is a promise.
We will hold you to account if it doesn't happen.
I am with my people, and that is where I am, and that is basically the assurance.
You've pledged to your people that Becheli is going to become the flashpoint of that area, because you are breaking grounds for a lot of multi-million Ghana cedi projects that is going to beautify the place and make it a very good place to live. So we are going to hold you to account.
Exactly.
What are the timelines? When soon should we expect the health facility to start, the 24-hour economy market to start? When soon should we expect the road contracts to, the contractors to come on site to continuously work to ensure that the place becomes what you say it will become? So
like what I said, the road for the Gbechile enclave is within the packaging process. So packaging is, so surveyors will come, make sure if we are saying it is 19 kilometers, it is 19 kilometers. The surveyors will pick their samples, go in there and find out if all that they have assessed is feasible within a certain time frame. And most of the roads that are currently ongoing are within 24 months. That is 2 years.
Okay.
Yes. So until the full package will be done and contract will be awarded to the said contractor, me telling you that it will take a year now or 18 months or the 24 months, I might not be giving the factual fact of it. Yes. So it is our prayer that within this shortest possible time, with the effort of the MP complementing that of the assembly and then the urban roads, contract should be awarded to the said contractor immediately. The hospital facility I spoke of is far advanced. I came into office to meet it at a stage, and we've also completed it to its full this thing. What we realized is we had wanted to add a theater to it, but the original plan doesn't come with a theater.
Very ambitious project, I would say.
Yes, it doesn't come with a theater. So we are looking how best to convert 2 of the consulting rooms, attach it to the pharmacy, so that side will be a place here for 2 theaters. Then we'll bring the pharmacy outside. Yes. Okay. And like I said, the courts are already built and they are in session. Okay. You understand? So it's one way or the other a planned settlement that we need to prepare fully for it. Yes.
Right.
It is my hope and prayer that nothing, there shouldn't be any force majeure that will truncate all these things. And like I said, that is where I am. And that is where I've stayed all my life. You understand? And it is my prayer all these things see the light of day. People should have good faith. There is hope.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Samuel Tete Morton is the Municipal Chief Executive of the Bon Katamanso Municipal Assembly. You're still watching The Pulse here on Joy News. Return from the break with more. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. All is set for the maiden edition of the State of Journalism, Media and Communication Conference 2026, organized by the University of Media, Arts and Communication, UNIMAC. The conference, which comes off tomorrow, will bring together some of Africa's leading journalists, media scholars and communication experts to examine the future of journalism at a time of rapid technological change, misinformation and shifting audience behavior. The event will also feature high-level panel discussions involving some of the biggest voices in journalism, media and communication from across the continent. And joining me via Zoom with more on what to expect is the Dean of the School of Journalism and Media Studies at UNIMAC, Professor H.A. Sikanku. Professor Sikanku, welcome to the program. So the conference is scheduled for tomorrow. Tell us, what is it all about?
Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate this. Basically, we recognize that the media and communication remain very central to almost every aspect of society. And so a conference like this is to deliberate on the role of the media and various aspects of national and international development, to look at some challenges that are involved, and also to come up with innovative solutions through the deliberations that will come up. And the media's role and communication's role is very, very pivotal to the promotion of the advancement of society or the promotion of human life in society. whether it's health, whether it's climate change or environment, whether it's politics and the promotion of democracy, the need for accountability, and so many other aspects of our life, sport, the media and communication continues to remain central. But then we do know that there are also changes that are evolving or that are impacting the role that the media plays. Technology, digital tools, especially artificial intelligence, and there are also new developments, misinformation, fake news, and so many other developments that are affecting the kind of role that communication and the media can play in our lives. And so a conference like this is a very good opportunity to deliberate on the role that this industry is playing and come up with solutions for any challenges that persist in this area.
And why is this conference particularly important at a time like this?
Well, it is because, beyond being an academic gathering, the conference becomes an international forum for reflecting on the health and the status of journalism, media, and communication. And you ask the question, at a time like this when the world and our country is grappling with new developments like artificial intelligence, digital platforms, changing audience behaviors, declining trust in the media, the transformation of the media landscape, media polarization, some people say politicization of, I think that it's important for journalists and practitioners to evaluate where the profession stands, anticipate certain future trends, and develop certain innovation solutions that would strengthen journalism's role in democracy and development. So, the world is facing very, very, very different changes in this particular time, and that's why it becomes important for a university like UNIMAC to take the lead in making sure that we are responding to this rapidly changing development in the world.
Okay. Who are some of the key personalities and institutions expected to participate in this conference?
Right. Thank you very much. So this conference is billed as not just a national conference, but an international conference, a global media and communication conference. So in this regard, we are going to have participants from all over the world and partners with the media like Multimedia and Joy News TV to come and have these deliberations to make sure the media is not being harmful or communication is not being harmful to development, but also. So our keynote is Dr. Afoko from Harvard University. He's coming from the Department of Government at Harvard University in the U.S. He's also a columnist for Al Jazeera and teaches at Boston University as well. He'll be speaking on the topic Beyond the Enemy of the People, Journalism, Civic Culture, Media Partisanship, and Democratic Renewal in the Age of Democratic Backsliding. Just because the issue of democratic backsliding has been very central in conversations across West Africa. You look at our neighbors, some of our neighbors, Burkina Faso, for instance, in certain countries in the continent, there is increasing concern about the deterioration of democratic standards, i.e. democratic backsliding. And so our conversation, or our keynote speaker, Dr. Christopher Rhodes from Harvard University, will be talking about how the media can regain its position in making sure that it contributes to consolidation of democracy, but also the prevention of this backsliding. There will be a high-level panel as well, but before then there will be an open plenary session. This open plenary session would focus on AI and the future of journalism. How are journalists using AI? How is it contributing to trust and credibility in the media, and what are the effective ways that artificial intelligence can be used to tell stories, can be used to help people understand the way in which development in their society affects their very life. What are the benefits, the good and the bad, the harm and the benefit of using AI? So we have Professor Gregory Gondwe, also from the Beckman Klein Center at Harvard Society Internet and Governance Project. So he's a faculty associate at Harvard University's Beckman Klein Center for Internet Science. And then we also have Security Pekara for multimedia. We have Ms. Juliet Amoa, Country Director for Emerging Public Leaders in Africa. And the high-level panel will constitute Professor Abena Yeboah-Banin from the University of Ghana, Kunle Adebajo from the African Academy for Open Source Investigative Journalism, and Beku Kobi Asante from MFW, Media Foundation for West Africa. Manas Azure will be moderating that session. And then we'll have other research presentations after that.
Quite a very powerful lineup. Thank you very much, Professor Eche Sikagu, and I wish you all the best ahead of tomorrow. He's the Dean of the School of Journalism and Media Studies at UNIMAC. Away from that, the posting of a new head teacher at Binchiteranga MA Basic School in the Nanumba North Municipality sparked a new partnership between the school and the community. Together, they repaired classrooms, restored water, and improved the learning environment. The transformation has resulted in an increased enrollment by nearly 33% in 2 years. Emmanuel Jivenu has more in the 6th episode of Crumbling Start Season 2.
Yes. Clap your hands for him.
Bichiritanga MA Basic School in the Nanumba North Municipality has come to life again. Its classrooms are full. Children are actively learning, and parents who once looked elsewhere are bringing their children back. Behind that growth is a community that decided not to wait for every solution to come from government.
12 plus 1. So what are we writing?
Even the private schools, the parents are not taking their walls from the private school to my school, because the walls are still coming. Even yesterday, I admitted 5 children from the private school. Yesterday, they brought them. Even when you look at the environment of the school, people are now recommended us.
The school did not look like this when Abdullahi Baba arrived as head teacher in 2024. One classroom block had remained without a roof for 4 years. The office and storeroom were damaged. The school had no functioning PTA or school management committee, and confidence in the school was falling. But the new head teacher began with the little the school had.
3,000 Ghana cedi in our cafes. Let's use that 3,000 Ghana cedi to look for some benches for our cakes. So we use this to mold 20 benches. And then we use that 3,000 Ghana cedi for 2 marker balls for P6 and P5. And then the other remaining money, this block also too, was also part of it also to roof off. So we use it to roof it. So the parents says, what they have seen me doing, they will also give me a little money. That 23. So that we'll use this to renovate our office and then the storeroom. So from there, they agree that they will contribute 23 for the office and then the storeroom.
Through School for Life's community-led action for educational accountability and responsiveness projects, teachers, parents, and community leaders reorganized themselves around the needs of the school. The new PTA and school management committee executives were elected, creating a more accountable system in which decisions were discussed and contributions openly recorded. The community was no longer watching the school decline. It has become part of the solution.
Once the parents have decided to pay the 23 again, what we did is fantastic work. So the parents will really come out to do the renovation of this block also.
Parents first raised 5,640 Ghana cedis to renovate the school office and storeroom. They later contributed another 12,370 cedis towards a classroom block. The Member of Parliament for the area provided roofing, while the Municipal Assembly renovated another block. With every contribution accounted for, trust grew, and so did the willingness of parents to support the school.
Because other years passed, the children who are living here go to the private schools and other schools. But now we get this new head teacher. With him and us, we are all together, solve the problems. The school needs, we do it our best. If the government also come in, then we are happy.
The School for Life came into our municipality and strengthened our school governance systems. Talk about SMC, PTA in our schools. Our communities used to practice lifelong school governance system leadership. But currently, through the intervention and engagement of School for Life, they have adopted the democratic system of school governance. Now, an SMC chairman or secretary knows that once he occupies the position for a number of years, then he exits and allows another person to take over to manage the school system. So that has strengthened the school management systems in our schools.
The partnership also brought water to the school. Previously, pupils walked into the community to fetch water for caterers preparing their meals. Crossing a road, even adults considered unsafe. The chairman for the school's management committee, Musa Umar, who is also a plumber, helped install the system.
Even if I'm in farm and they need me, I'll leave my farm and come down and solve the problem within the school before I go back to my farm again.
Why?
Because my children want their leadership to be very good in future. Because I'm also educated, but I'm not go far. But my ward, I want them to go to be a president or as any minister or any office holder. So that one, I'll put my hands and everything to the school so that the children will come to be a future leaders for next coming generations.
Enrollments rose from 478 pupils in 2024 to 578 in 2025. Today, the school has 635 pupils as more parents regain confidence in public education at Bichiritanga.
In the dry season,
the growing numbers have brought new pressure. Some pupils still share crowded desks or sit on the floor, while only 9 teachers serve the school.
It's not easy. Up for furniture, we don't have furniture. The children are lying down on their bed to write. After here, even we can go the classes and you see. The classes are congested and then there's no furniture. Yes. Even if I need 500, if I get 500, I will be okay.
The Bichiritanga has already shown what strong leadership, accountability, and community action can achieve. The community has rebuilt its school and brought the children back. It now needs government to provide the additional teachers and furniture required to sustain that progress. Emmanuel Jivanu, Joy News, Bichiritanga, Nanumba North Municipality, Northern Region.
From diseases linked to air pollution. Here in Ghana, an estimated 32,000 lives are lost every year, yet clean air remains one of the least funded public health priorities. That is expected to take center stage today as delegates from more than 40 countries gather in Pretoria, South Africa for the Africa Clean Air Forum under the theme Investment Case for Clean Air and Healthy Cities. The forum will bring together policymakers, scientists, industry, civil society and the media to chart a path towards cleaner air across the continent. Clean Air Beat journalist Michael Ashale is in Pretoria and is joining me live with what to expect. Michael, why is this forum important, especially for the continent?
Well, for starters, this is the biggest gathering of people, to put it simply, that care about air pollution on the African continent. So this is the greatest gathering of those individuals. And at this forum, what we'll be doing will be consolidating the research and the facts and the reality on the African continent. And this year, the focus is largely on getting investment to solve the problem that we are all talking about. We are talking about 1.2 million Africans that are dying every year. And that should not be the case. And this is more than people who are dying from HIV and other diseases. But clearly, the focus has never been on the problem, the air that we are breathing, and that is the polluted air. So this forum really is to consolidate the gains and the progress, and also to see where next we can go as a continent.
And the theme for this year is investment case for clean air and healthy cities. What exactly will delegates be discussing?
So, money really is at the heart of all of these conversations. That's really this year's forum is going to highlight more especially. Now, how do African countries attract more investment for clean transport, cleaner cooking, better waste management, and air quality monitoring? Well, the irony is that while global funding for air is falling, billions of dollars continue to fall into fossil fuels. Delegates here want to reverse that trend and convince governments and investors that clean air is a cost, it's an investment in health and economic growth. What we are talking about, we are having some more people that are coming through. We have had, for instance, the Deputy Minister for Environment in South Africa here, who said that this delegation or this meeting should not just be another talk shop, but we should have something written down that puts timelines that forces government hands to work immediately. We can listen to him.
We will definitely bring that sound of the Deputy Environment Minister of South Africa later. But thank you very much, Michael Ashali there, bringing us that update from Pretoria, South Africa. It's a gathering of minds to see how best we can tackle the deteriorating air quality on the continent of Africa. And this story was a collaboration with New Narratives. Funding was provided by the Clean Air Fund, which had no say in the story's content. Well, let's still stay with air, because dirty air is robbing the average Ghanaian of almost 0.8 lives of year expectancy, which is about 9 months lost per person from industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust, household fuel use to waste burning. Air pollution accounted for nearly 14% of all deaths in Ghana last year. But how air safe are facilities intended to provide medical care to patients? Fortunately, some young engineers at the Ghana chapter of the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating and Air Conditioning Engineers have commenced studies to monitor indoor environmental quality at some health facilities in Kumasi.
According to the State of Global Air 2025 reports, air pollution remains one of Ghana's deadliest public health threats, claiming over 32,000 lives in 2023. The report highlights that 1 in every 3 heart-related deaths in Ghana is associated with air pollution, while 2/3 of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease deaths and 1 in 5 diabetes deaths are attributed to poor air quality. Kumasi remains one of the cities across the country with poor air quality, with hospitals and other health centers not spared from the impacts of the polluted air. The Ghana chapter of the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating and Air Conditioning Engineers is leading investigations into indoor environmental quality. With its project site at the Ayeduase Health Center in Oforikro Municipality, the studies led by the young engineers in Ashray will monitor carbon dioxide, particulate matter, humidity and mold risk indicators over a 6-month period to establish baseline data on indoor air quality in Ghana's healthcare facilities. Rachel Naki Oko-Mate is a project lead and mechanical engineer.
We realized that when we checked the measurements on the kind of particles that are in the air and everything, we realized that we'll have to fix an air purifier that can filter out the dust and also kill any germs or bacteria that may not be helpful for occupants, that's the healthcare workers and any visitors or patients that come around. So for now, we are taking data on the carbon dioxide concentrations, particulate matter concentrations, and any other things like mold index and all. And when we gather that for the next 6 months, we use that as a case study, as a baseline, so we know what happens in a typical healthcare center in Ghana. With that, we'll also move on to other regions, other cities, and then we'll have a more comprehensive view of that. With our research publications, we can come up with other solutions to help other centers in Ghana.
As part of the project, the team installed an indoor air quality monitoring system and air purification equipment. This is aimed at improving indoor air quality and creating a healthier environment for healthcare workers, patients and visitors through better ventilation, thermal comfort, water quality and power reliability. The findings are expected to support future research and provide solutions that can be replicated across the country. Dr. Ekwe Bafana is Afoko Municipal Director of Health Services.
Our health also involves the air we breathe. When COVID came, we saw how people suffered, and therefore we have to pay attention to the air we breathe to protect our lungs. So for Ashri Ghana YEA team coming on board to help us with this gesture, we are very grateful. Yeah, because it's going to help us breathe better air, reduce a lot of carbon dioxide, and take in the oxygen that we need.
David Opoku's report for Joy News.
The Minerals Commission has uncovered that TT Quarries operating in the Ningo Pram Pram community has been operating without a valid license after its permit expired in 2022. This forms part of the Commission's crackdown on illegal sand winning activities and stone quarries across the country. The Commission is giving the company until Friday, the 17th of July, to visit the appropriate offices and regularize its operations. My colleague Maxwell Aklobato is with the team and has more in this report.
So the next stop is the TT Quarries in the Ningo Pram Pram community, and the Minerals Commission and the NIMOS officials or team, when they actually approached the officials of the company, they found out that the license or the certificate that has been issued for them to actually operate on these quarries has expired in 2022, which means 4 years on, the quarries keeps operating without them actually making any payments to the state. In fact, the commission, that's the Minerals Commission, actually gave them to Friday to actually come to their office and make sure they rectify everything out. I'm here with the Deputy CEO of the Minerals Commission. Yes, so Maxwell, please, you found out that this quarry actually expired, their certificate actually expired in 2022. Yeah. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, so it means that they are operating illegally. That is the fact of the matter. But we are giving them up to Friday to come to our office and apply for renewal.
Yeah. At first you gave them, I think 27 or something to actually come and apply, but you've changed it, you brought it back. Why? Is there any agency with that?
No. Initially, we were giving them 16th, but they are in operation. When you realize that they are in operation, it's a serious issue altogether. You are operating illegally. You've come to the site before even we went to the office. So we realized that these guys are operating. And when we check and we know that their license has expired, they are supposed to put in the renewal before even the expiration of the license. And when we check from our system, there is no such. So we are going back to the office, check all the documents, even though our system prompts us. And by Friday, they should come and prove to us that they have put in renewal. Because they were also saying they are putting renewal. Exactly. We don't, take any decision on the spot here. They should come to the office. They will have to show us their renewal application. They have to show us all the annual mineral rights. They are able to pay the ground rent. They've paid royalties. Once all the obligations and taxes have been paid, then we look at their renewal.
That was said. What if you find out that they actually owe everything to the state, like they owe some amount to the state? Are you going to backdate them? Are you going to actually...
Our annual mineral rights is from the years, it accrues over the year. They will have to pay all.
of other payments, or that's the only amount?
No, all of them. They must redeem all obligations and taxes to the state. Yes.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. So we just heard from Maxwell Klu, who is the Deputy CEO of the Minerals Commission here. So this is actually the concern. We can see how vast this place is, and per the certificate, or per the system of the Minerals Commission, they said this site has actually expired. The certificate actually expired in 2022, which means for 4 years they have been operating without any license. So this is the current situation here at TT Quarries in Ningo Pram, in the Ningo Pram community. Here, I'm Maxwell Aklobotu for Joy News.
Well, that's it for the pulse this evening. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. The news team returns at 7 p.m. with News Prime. My name is Kenneth. Jesse, have a good evening.